This crypto company is done. I think they're going to go bankrupt here soon. We have other news of a crypto recently, not just over the last few days, but recently that's gone down and is going to continue to lose market cap. But we have good news too. So I'm on vacation right now. Excuse me for the sound, excuse me for the video and the setup, but we're just here for a few more days at this all-inclusive, and then I'll be back to the normal setup. I want to bring you some news here today about a crypto company whose stock has fallen dramatically over the last day, and actually over the last year, but especially in the last day, and talk about what's being priced into the market. It does seem like there's being a lot priced into the market right now, and I want to give you some of the good news, some good news from a couple crypto projects, because today I actually think even though the market is down, the crypto market and the stock market, I think we have more good news than bad news. And, we've had so much bad news over the last year and a half. I think it's important to take a second to talk about the good stuff. So if you don't mind hitting the subscribe button underneath the video. Hopefully, you guys aren't getting mad at me for the title or anything like that. Sometimes when you talk about a crypto or a crypto company that's falling down, people get mad that you're spreading FUD or clickbaiting or something like that. But I don't think I'm doing that here today. So if you like this content, let me know by hitting the subscribe button underneath the video. There are also links underneath the video in case you want to support the channel. Now, crypto and the stock market are down here today. A lot of that is just due to the treasuries continuously going up. I mean, look at this 2-year treasury, almost 5% now. The 1 year is at 5.1 essentially. The 10-year is at 4.08. It's just rewarding holders of treasuries more and more, buyers of treasuries. This is basically causing the risk-free rate of return to go up. The markets are pricing in a higher terminal rate, which is causing these rates to go up as well, causing less people to want to buy risk assets. Now, at the same time, I still think that there's a lot happening that's positive in the background of crypto. There's a lot of good news. For example, Zappo Bank is enabling faster Bitcoin payments with the Lightning Network. So they're going to have members now be able to transfer $100 or be able to have small purchases of up to $100 at any vendor accepting Lightning payments. So basically, this is an international private bank headquartered in Gibraltar, and they are very crypto-friendly, Bitcoin-friendly. They also hold a lot of Bitcoin and crypto for users or for members of their bank. But this is going to be the first private bank that is allowing Lightning Network payments, and they're working with the Lightning Network infrastructure platform Lightspark to do this. Now, I think this is good for a variety of reasons. First of all, it just gets more people into Bitcoin, makes more people want to buy, but it also will show more companies, I think, that they should be signing up and start using these types of Bitcoin services. For a lot of companies, right, they have to pay 2-3% in credit card fees, and this has not changed over the last 50 to 100 years. However, with Bitcoin, you can actually have your USD converted into Bitcoin sent over the Lightning Network in a split second, and then converted back into US dollars or whatever currency you're talking about. Or you can keep in Bitcoin depending on how you want to structure it. But it can be much faster and much safer, have finality, and much cheaper than paying a 2 to 3% credit card fee. So I think this will bring in a lot more users as time goes on once they realize how great this is, and as the world becomes more and more connected and there are more and more people with an internet connection and access to wallets. Speaking of access to wallets, Robinhood wallet is now available to all iOS users globally. So this is supporting both Polygon and Ethereum, and this is actually a pretty big deal. So they've already had this be downloaded in 130 countries. It's not on Android yet, but still, it's on iOS, and they're giving away some free money to sign up for the platform or to sign up for the wallet. Basically, this is going to allow people to self-custody their digital assets and swap with no network fees on Polygon. Now, some people wanted more chains and more support, so they added Ethereum as well. So I think this is a big win for Polygon. They're just going to get more and more users that are used to using Polygon. I also think it's a big win just for users in general because it is self-custody, which I think through Robinhood, it will bring in a lot more users than if some self-custody wallet was just announced that was not connected to Robinhood. So this is really good news, I think, for Polygon and for crypto in general, because we do want more self-custody. And they're going to have 50 plus ERC tokens, and they're also offering the ability to transfer tokens like Comp, Matic, SHIB, Sol, Uni, USDC, and more. They've also added support for NFTs on Polygon and Ethereum. Maybe they'll even announce some kind of support for Bitcoin ordinals and be able to show those types of NFTs here soon. We'll have to see what they do next, but it's still great that they have no network fees on Polygon and you can start using DeFi and Web3. I think it's great that they're making a push for this, and it makes sense because they have a young user base and they want to be very crypto friendly because of that. Now, with Ethereum, a lot of people are worried about the Shanghai upgrade. That's coming this month, and right now there is a lot of Ethereum staked, and I've been pretty clear about this, my thoughts on this recently, but this is a very important post. So at first I was worried about Ethereum. I was worried about the unlock because at first I thought it was all happening at one time. As soon as that upgrade happens, that all this ETH was going to be unlocked. A lot of people had bought under 200, and I thought a lot of people would take profits because they didn't realize when they signed up that you can't get your Ethereum out. So right now, there's 17.4 million Ethereum staked. 20%, only 20% is staked in profit. So the realized price of Ethereum is $13.79, while the deposit realized price is $2,155. So reverse psychology would say that 80% of holders are probably going to be still holding because they're underwater, right? A lot of people have not made money since they deposited into this contract. So we will have this ability to get your Ethereum out in an organized manner and in a time period that you expect now. So you would think just because of that, there will be more people that are now willing to stake their Ethereum. I know personally, I would be much more likely to stake and am much more likely to stake now that I know that I can get it out. But also, there's less of a chance now when you look at some of these numbers that people will unstake their Ethereum. Why not hold? We're through the worst of the bear market in a lot of people's minds. Maybe some of them want to transfer to other alts or to Bitcoin, depending on what they think about the market. But it would make sense, I think, for a lot of people just to hold their Ethereum in there. But we'll have to see what happens. Now, I didn't know some of the numbers behind this, and I think this is really beneficial to kind of realize the state of the Ethereum that was put into this contract. Now, going on to some of the cryptos that are dying, some of the crypto companies that are dying. Well, first, Coinbase is no longer accepting payments via Silvergate Bank. So they say following the alleged troubles at Silvergate, Coinbase announced that the crypto exchange would no longer accept or initiate payments with Silvergate. They said in light of recent developments and out of an abundance of caution, Coinbase will no longer be accepting or initiating payments to or from Silvergate. This is largely probably due to what they just announced last night. They were supposed to have their 10K filing, and they did not publish it. They were going to publish it a little bit late. The shares fell, and then they are putting off doing it in general. They gave a couple reasons why, but as of today, the price is down nearly 50% because of this news. Now, some of the different big banks are now downgrading Silvergate, and it makes sense. They've been in trouble for a while due to a couple different reasons, but a lot of it is due to the fact that they were tightly connected with FTX. Some people think that they're actually they were working on FTX with some of their fraud, and this has obviously caused the price to drop a lot recently. They had probably funds tied up with FTX or users' deposits. They were worth a lot, though, at the top of the bull market. I mean, even just a year ago, right? They were worth $153. Now they're worth $7. So they're in a very tight spot. I think they're most likely to go bankrupt. I think this is priced into the market. Some people will say that this is a dark cloud on the horizon, but I think this is largely priced into the market. FTX collapse is priced into the market. Even DCG is priced into the market. Recently, BUSD also is going to die because of some regulation in the US. I think regulation is largely priced into the market. And Coinbase just actually announced that they're going to delist BUSD due to liquidity concerns, which makes sense. Recently, BUSD, I believe, fell down to like 20 cents on the dollar just for a split second or a couple seconds because of liquidity. But it was announced recently that the US is cracking down on Paxos and BUSD is no longer going to be issued. So basically basically the market cap is going to continue falling down until it hits, near zero. So I want to be clear. I think a lot of the fear is priced into the market, or a lot of the bad news is priced into the market for crypto. Of course, if rates keep on rising and that is priced into the stock market, I think it will also be priced into crypto. But, there has been a lot that's gone on over the last 6 months that has caused the valuations of cryptos to come down. Now, the market's starting to return a little bit. The macro is looking a little bit better in the U.S. In terms of inflation, and I think that's bringing up prices. I would still be careful of different projects that could fall down. Basically, any kind of exchange right now that I think has more risk than Binance, and even Binance, really. Any exchange that has any rumblings on Twitter of being insolvent, I take my crypto out of. I don't even have really any crypto on exchanges except for a little bit on Binance right now. And then, there are leverage exchanges as well that you can trade on that you can always be careful about, but you don't want to hold the majority of your crypto on any of those other exchanges because there's no point these days. Same thing with any cryptos. If there's any whispers about a crypto being in trouble, I'm really not trying to keep any of my money in those cryptos at this point, right? I don't have anything in BNB just in case there's something happening with Binance. Of course, I'm not trying to say to sell BNB if you have it or anything like that, but the cryptos I have money in, or the cryptos I hold right now, are some of the safest cryptos out there. The majority of my bag is in Bitcoin, and then I have cash on the sidelines as well. But I still think there's a lot of good stuff happening behind the scenes, so I wanted to bring that to your attention. Now, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Check out the links underneath the video, and I'll see you in the next one.